Do you enjoy your creative part in this co-creative environment? You know, you're always contributing. Even if you are not verbalizing, you're contributing, because you're always emanating a vibration. You're always offering a vibrational signal. And because you cannot turn that off when you are in your awake state, law of attraction is always matching you up with other signals that are matching. That's how the universe works. It's how everything is. It's how every relationship comes to you. It's what every moment in time is about. So when you understand that, when you accept that you're offering this signal and that it's being matched, and what comes back to you is always a match, then you begin to understand why things are like they are for you. If you wanted to break it down in an easier way to understand, instead of calling it your vibrational offering, you could call it my emotional response to my vibrational offering. In other words, my mood is my indicator of my vibrational mix. But we want you to remember, it's not just your vibrational mix with the other mixers around you. It's not just your vibrational mix with the other humans who are offering a vibration. It's your vibrational mix in relationship with the larger part of you. That is the most substantial thing for you to understand and know about and tend to. And for most humans, that's sort of the last thing that most are thinking about, because what's manifested out in your world, especially in the form of other humans with whom you are interacting, there's plenty to notice, to observe, to see and hear and smell and taste and touch. It's this reality that you are observing and wanting to control in many cases, and wanting to catalog and pigeonhole and understand, so forth, and trying, most of you, very hard to figure out how you fit in to that human mix. And so it's that fitting in part that we want to begin with you here today, because while you are seeking that being understood by other humans, often you are sacrificing, in the same moment of reaching for their understanding, you're sacrificing your connection with your inner being, with that source energy part of you who always understands you. And what we want you to hear from us, we're going to say it, and we'll say it a lot in the days that we are together, but that mutuality that you are seeking, that being understood, I want somebody to get me, that being gotten, that being understood, that being heard, that being known, that being relevant, that being important, that you are looking for with other humans, while you can find it, especially with some significant others, when you are looking for it from them, you are really looking in the wrong places for it, because what you are looking for is really the mutuality, the harmony, the full-blown open vortex valve current circuit between you and your non-physical source. Because when you are in that receiving mode, then you have clarity and stamina and vitality and well-being. Then you have good timing. Then, most important, you are feeling satisfaction sometimes on steroids, satisfaction that could be described as satisfaction all the way into ecstasy. But if you are not tending to that relationship with that important part of you, but instead are looking for relationships with others, seeking to fill that void that isn't really a void but feels like a void if you're not hooked up and in concert with your inner being, when you try to fill that with relationships with others, it never works out. And here's why. When you are in the receiving mode of your inner being, so that thoughts are flowing to you and through you from that broader non-physical vantage point, in those moments that you are allowing that, life feels so good to you. And in those moments, for whatever reason that you are not allowing it, that's when, in your neediness, in your loneliness, in your feeling sorry for your selfiness, you often look to another to help you fill that void. And here's the part we really want you to hear. When that's where you are, that's who they are. Because law of attraction can't bring you someone helpful. Your vibrational frequency, even though you want it and you might be crying for it and believing that you would know it if you saw it, you are not vibrationally ready in that moment. Isn't it interesting? When you are not allowing your fullness with your inner being, and therefore you feel that emptiness that negative emotion always feels like, no matter which one you're deciding it is, and then you try to fill that void by seeking some relationship with some other human, you don't have access to the ones that would inspire your connection with what you're really looking for. And that's why the better it gets, and the worse it gets, and worse it gets, because law of attraction is the culprit, the blessed culprit, the consistent culprit, who is always bringing back to you that which you are emanating vibrationally. So most humans make some effort at controlling the circumstances around them, and we understand why you might do that, because most of your attention is upon what you are observing. Therefore most of the vibration that you emanate is upon what you are observing, which is the reason that most humans are very conditional in their offering of vibration. But if the condition that is what is causing you to offer a vibration, and there is something about the condition that you're observing that you would like to improve, you can't get there from there, because whatever you're focused upon is what you're emanating, and what you're emanating is what you're getting back. So if you're observing something and you would like to ask for some help, some clarity, some improvement, but you're focused upon the problem, you can't get anyone to help you with a solution. You can only attract more who are also focused upon the problem. Have you noticed it? It's what mob rule is what gathering together in the streets and protesting is. Law of attraction will put those who feel the same together. And so we want to show you how to come into concert with your true power, how to be one who can feel good no matter what's going on in the conditions, one who can fulfill your reason for being in this way. You came knowing that contrast was a good thing, and that the contrast would cause you to ask for improvement or simply to ask for more. And you understood that in the asking for more, it would be given to you. But somewhere along the way, you've become so enamored with the reality that is doing its dance in front of you, that for most humans, most of your vibrational offering is about what you're observing. Which means if you're observing something that pleases you, then you are offering a vibration, and in that moment attracting more that pleases you. But if you are observing something that doesn't, then you are offering a vibration that attracts more to you that doesn't. And so that's what we want to help you to sort out, because living conditionally like that is really a short-sighted way to live. It's not a conscientious, it's not a inspired, it's not what you intended to do. You said, I'll go into my human form, and most of me will remain non-physically focused, and as that part of me focuses in my human form, I will explore magnificent contrast for the purpose of coming to my personal decisions about what I prefer. And when something occurs to me at whatever state of consciousness I can allow it in, I will emanate a rocket of desire that will begin its becoming in the moment that I identify that I want it. If someone's rude, I ask for nicer. If I don't have enough money, I ask for more, and so forth. In other words, it just works that way. And your inner being, in the moment that you emanate that rocket, your inner being focuses upon the request and deviates not at all from it, observes the cooperative components that law of attraction gathers, and becomes, and this is the part that you probably don't really know and don't think about that much, when you from your human perspective launch a rocket of desire, your inner being becomes the vibrational equivalent of that rocket and stands, and this is the thing we really want you to hear, stands in a point of attraction where universal forces, with the help of law of attraction, gather fast and fully all of the cooperative components of the desire that you have asked for. In other words, your inner being gets it all together for you in the moment that you ask for it. Gets it all together in the moment that you ask for it. Now, if you were up to speed with your inner being, and if you knew that, you could be one walking around having instant manifestations about the things that matter to you. But if you're like most humans, there is some level of resistance in your way, so that you don't allow instant manifestation. And it's all right that you don't, because it's ever so much fun to watch the manifestations come into place. It's so much fun for you to be the witness of the universe cooperating with you, because you are cooperating with yourself. But if you are not cooperating with yourself, then the universe is cooperating with whatever you're cooperating with. In other words, if you are in vibrational harmony with what you've asked for, then you begin right away to notice those things coming into place. Feels to you that you're living a sort of magical life where the things that you want are just shaping up, and most important, you're having fun getting to witness things coming into place. But if you are a vibrational match to the absence, if you are doing what so many people do, if you have launched your rocket, and maybe even you knew you did, I want, you said out loud to the universe or to whoever is near you, I want this. Even though you may be saying I want this, you may be, most likely are, saying it from your awareness, from your practiced thought of not having what you're asking for. So you're standing in this place of not having it, asking for it, not having it, but asking for it, not having it, but asking for it. And without meaning to, the not having it vibration is so dominant that even though your inner being rode the rocket, law of attraction is gathering the cooperative components in this vibrational atmosphere that we've been calling your vibrational reality, the precursor to your manifested reality. This vibrational reality is such an important thing to accept the reality of it that we gave it a name, the Vortex, and wrote 2 books about it. This vortex is real. It's a vibrational reality, but you don't want to know that it's real sometimes because you can't yet see it or hear it or smell it or taste it or touch it. So as far as you're concerned, it's not real. What's real is the absence of what you just put there. And for most of you, a whole lot of other things. So if you are from your place of observing what you don't have, even though you've asked for it, you're asking for it from a vibration that's not letting it in. And so the question that we want to ask to you early in this gathering, because this is what we will chew on together, and as this clicks into place for you, everything that you've ever wanted to know about everything will begin to make sense, and everything that you've ever wanted to come to you will come quickly as you grasp this simple concept. When you are awake, you are always offering a vibration, which means you are always broadcasting, which means law of attraction is always coming back to you. The question that we want to ask you, and that we want you to ask yourself, is what receiving mode am I in? Am I in the receiving mode of my source? Or am I in the receiving mode of CNN? Am I in the receiving mode of what I'm asking for? Or am I in the receiving mode of the problematic experience that caused me to ask for it? Because your receiver is always on, but where's it tuned? That's what we want you to think about. And your mood is the clue. If you're despondent or discouraged or angry or guilty or feeling blameful or left out or feeling sorry for yourself or angry or depressed or frustrated, then you're in the receiving mode of more that represents the lack of what you want. But if you're feeling some satisfaction and on, if you are feeling satisfied in some way, you could be satisfied or discouraged, you could be satisfied or bored, you could be satisfied or angry, you could be satisfied, let's just call it satisfaction or something that doesn't feel so good. When you are satisfied, then you are in the receiving mode of your own inner being, and then that satisfaction can grow and grow and grow, and most important, you will be alert to observing it as it happens.